ಹಲೋ ಎವ್ರಿಯನ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಏನಿದು ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಇರೋಷನ್. ಕೋಸ್ಟಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದನ್ನು ತಡೆಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಿದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇರಳ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಡಿಶಾ ಕೋಸ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಿಯೋ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ ದ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಂಡನ್ನು ಈ ಥರ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲುಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಕೋ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಏನು ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಕೋ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಇರೋಷನ್, ಈ ಸವಳಿಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ತಡೆಗಟ್ಟಬಹುದು ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್, ದ ವೇವ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಓಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿ ವೇವ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ದೇರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ will be reduced here. Their energy will be reduced by this geo tubing technology. Okay, so that is how they will reduce the coastal erosion. ಸೊ ಈ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೇನು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಈ ಥರ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಪ್, ವೇರ್ ಎಸ್ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನು ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳೇನಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಪ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಕಲಾಜಿಕಲಿ ಏನು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲೋಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್. Okay, and it is flexible and adaptive also. Sea walls are very rigid, okay, and they are non-adaptive. So, and there is high ecological impact, costly to construct also. The groins anta barutte. Groins are also hard engineering ee tara. So, and also offshore breakwaters. These are also the hard engineering parts. But whereas geotubes is a soft engineering part. So, ee geo tubing ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, you need a clearance of ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಝೋನ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ CRZ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ 2019. ಸೊ ದ ಜಿಯೋ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಫಾಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಶೋರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಇನ್ CRZ 3 areas. ಓಕೆ, ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರಿಯರ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್. ಎಸ್, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿಯರ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಫಾರ್ CRZ 3 areas. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕೋಸ್ಟಲ್ ಝೋನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆಸ್ ಫರ್ ದ CRZ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ 2019. It is supported by the Science and Data. NCCR, National Center for Coastal Research, has developed the Shoreline Change Atlas. Okay, that is providing the assistance, and mainly it is eco-friendly, ecologically it is friendly, climate resilient. Okay, it reduces the coastal erosion, protect the lives. So that is why this is being prioritized now. The next topic is Genome India project. So what is this Genome India? Indians ಗಳ entire gene sequence na decode ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ Genome India project. So this was announced by Department of Biotechnology under the Ministry of Science. Department of Biotechnology has announced this genome sequence or Genome India project. So announced in January 2025. Okay, so this was an initiative of Department of Biotechnology, but who is implementing andre, it is Center for Brain Research, IISc Bangalore. So it will cover 83 population group within India, and this will build upon the Indigen, the earlier initiative. So CSIR ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, they have announced the Indigen project where the 1000 individuals of various categories of population of India, their genes will be decoded. That was a smaller project, 1000 Indians, but Genome India is a larger product with 10,000 Indians genome to be sequenced. So under the Genome India project, 10,000 healthy individuals genome will be sequenced, and it will produce high quality genetic data, okay, where you can understand the population structure, genetic variants, etc. So what is the necessity ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is for precision medicine, disease risk prediction, drug discovery for Indians. So for all of this it is required. So Indian Biological Data Center, IBDC, this is in Faridabad. So this Faridabad is in Haryana state. So this IBDC is in Faridabad. So Indian Biological Data Center, so it is the state of the art data repository for biological data na illi store ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Secured storage, okay, long term preservation. It will also help in the research and innovations. So that is why it is being stored. So this entire Genome India data ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is being controlled through the Biotech Pride guidelines. So the Biotech Pride guidelines is related to what ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. This is regarding the regulation of genome sequencing. So there should be ethical use of data, privacy and confidentiality ಇರಬೇಕು, compliance with the Indian laws, benefit sharing. So to ensure all of this, these guidelines are being followed. The next topic is biomass satellite mission. So this is a European Space Agency initiative of biomass satellite mission. So ಏನಿದೆ biomass satellite mission ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. So biomass ಅಂದರೆ observing the earth's forest and their carbon, ಇದನ್ನು biomass ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So European Space Agency has launched this mission on a Vega C. Vega C is a launch vehicle from Kourou in a space. Kourou ಅಂದರೆ it's a place. Kourou. So this one is in French Guyana. Okay, French Guyanaದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ Kourou, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. Okay, so this is a 7th European Space Agency's Earth Explorer mission. Okay, so what is the intention ಅಂದರೆ, it will provide accurate global measurement of forest biomass. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನನ್ನು ಈ ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ವಿಚ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟೋರ್. And this is going to use the P-band synthetic aperture radar. So bands based on the frequency, there are various bands ಇದಾವೆ, S band, L band, P band ಅಂತ. So this P band ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, so this is going to use the longer wavelength frequency which can penetrate the forest canopy. So it can penetrate the canopy and it can measure the biomass. So that is why P band is being used. So the P band can see deep into the forest and provide the most direct measurements of the forest biomass and carbon stock. Okay, so L band is of medium penetration and again C band is of shorter wavelength. So that is why the P band is being preferred here. So frequency 435 megahertz, wavelength 69 centimeter ಇದೆ, orbiting in sun synchronous. Sun synchronous ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the satellite will be always facing the sun. ಆ ಥರ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, that is sun synchronous. So antenna of 12 meter deployable mesh reflector will be there. Okay, launched from Vega C launch vehicle from Kourou in French Guyana. ಇದು ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ. Okay, so all of these facts have been discussed. You can just go through once. The next one is Axiom 4. Axiom 4 mission, the AX4. ಏನಿದು Axiom 4 mission? Who is Subhanshu Shukla ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. So this Axiom 4 was launched in 25th June 2025. Falcon 9 is a space launching vehicle and Subhanshu Shukla is an Indian who flew in this vehicle to the International Space Station. So Axiom Space is a commercial mission under NASA and ISRO arrangement, US and India's initiative. And it involved a Crew Dragon capsule which was named as Grace, and Subhanshu Shukla was the second Indian to fly in the space. Okay, he's a second Indian. Then ISRO is a ISRO funded seat as a part of the mission. So what is the significance for India? It will strengthen the India's human space flight, especially the Gaganyaan mission. Gaganyaan ಏನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So you can focus on crew training, life support missions, operations learning, all these can be provided, and it will provide real mission experience in microgravity environment. Okay, you can do the experiments in space. So Subhanshu Shukla, he carried out microgravity experiments designed by Indian institutions, like space biotechnology, human physiology. In all these, he took the experiments. So launch vehicle was Falcon 9, date 20th June 2025. Spacecraft use was the Crew Dragon named as Grace. Destination was International Space Station. Indian astronaut was Subhanshu Shukla. Okay, so somebody please tell me in the comment who was the first Indian to fly in the space. Space travel ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಾರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಕಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ. The next topic is sugar boards in schools. So sugar boards ಅಂದರೆ CBSE has directed the affiliated schools to install the sugar boards. Sugar boards ಅಂದರೆ they will display the sugar content of commonly used consumer goods ಹಿಂಗೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬೆವರೇಜಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಬಿಸ್ಕೆಟ್ಸು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶುಗರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಸ್. So it is the CBSE, it's an autonomous body under Ministry of Education. So it has directed the schools, the affiliated schools, to display the sugar content in the commonly used food. So the WHO here tells that the free sugar should contribute to less than 10% of the total energy intake for both adults and children. Adults ಮತ್ತು childrenಗೆ less than 10% of the sugar content ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ WHO ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. And in India, FSSAI is the regulating authority of the food, and it also talks about front of ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಲೇಬಲಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೇಬಲಿಂಗನ್ನು ಈ FSSAI ಕೂಡ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಲೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಫುಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೆವರೇಜಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ದೆನ್ ಹೈ ಇನ್ ಶುಗರ್ logo is used when total sugar is greater than 22.5 grams, okay, per 100 gram in solid, or more than 11.25 gram per 100 ml in liquids. So FSSAI is the one that will regulate front of pack labeling. And again the FSSAI also brought the Eat Right India campaign. Eat Right ಅನ್ನೋದು it's a campaign, so to change the behavior of the consumers. ಸೊ ಸೇಫ್ ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಫುಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ನಾವು ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಸೇವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಒಬೆಸಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ದ CBSE has taken this initiative to display the sugar level in the schools. Okay, so now we'll see the different trade agreements. So ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನ್ಯೂಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟು, ಫ್ರೀ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಹೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟು. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಕಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ದ ವರ್ಡಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್, ಯು ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಅ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್. ಯು ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು make a list of the positive things on which the tariffs will be reduced. Okay, this is preferential trade agreement. Then is free trade agreement. Free ಈ ವರ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಂತಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಝೀರೋ ಟಾರಿಫ್. ದ ಟಾರಿಫ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ದ ಟಾರಿಫ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಅ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಟಾರಿಫ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಫ್ರೀ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್. Then comes CECA or CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement or Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. So this will have a broad scope than FTA because free trade agreement ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ this will involve only certain goods, but CECA, CEPA ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ not only goods, services, investment, all of these will be covered in the CECA and CEPA. And ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ the CEPA ಏನಿದೆ, okay, that is much more broader than that of the CECA. Then comes the customs union. Customs union ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Zero duty trade among the members. Okay, so customs, see usually customs duty ಯಾವಾಗ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, it is for the exports and import. So customs union ಅಂದರೆ this the group of countries will have common customs duties. Okay, there will be common external tariffs for the non-members, that is customs union. Then comes the common market. Common market ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, this will involve the common market not only customs union, but there will be free movement of the labor as well as the capital. Okay, so that is why it is a common market. Then comes the economic union. So this is much bigger than common market. So common market ಇರುತ್ತೆ, plus there will be physical and monetary policies. ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾನಿಟರಿ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ನ ಈ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ಗಳು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಯೂನಿಯನ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುರೋಪಿಯನ್ ಯೂನಿಯನ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. So the next one is European Free Trade Association. So now you know what is free trade agreement. So this is a European Free Trade Association. So recently Switzerland has ratified a trade agreement with India and other EFTA countries. So EFTA ನಲ್ಲಿ there are 4 countries, that is Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland. Okay, so this was founded in 1960. So this was actually an alternative for countries which did not wish to join the European Union. So headquarters is in Geneva. So these are the founding members. And between India and this EFTA countries, one agreement signed ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿತ್ತು, that is the Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement in March 2024. It was signed between India and these EFTA countries for enhancing the economic cooperation. So this is the one that the Switzerland has ratified it now. So this Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement, this will help in mutual benefit. Okay, transparent trade procedures will be there, encouraging the domestic manufacturing in key sectors should be there. So the key highlights ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, it was signed in 2024. This is the first ever binding free trade agreement with a commitment of $100 billion investment. And it will reduce the tariff, eliminate up to 92.2%, benefiting 99% of the India's exports. And IPR, it aligns with the TRIPS agreement for strong protection also. So if you take this EFTA governance structure, EFTA Council enta ide, this is the highest governing body which meets 8 times a year. Then EFTA Surveillance Authority anta ide, EFTA Surveillance Authority. This will monitor the compliance with respect to the EEA rules. And there is a EFTA court also, okay, in Luxembourg. So this is having the authority to settle the disputes about the implementation of this agreement. So if you take EFTA members for Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland, in this Switzerland is the one which is not part of the European Union. So I told you headquarters in Geneva, International Organization, 1960. So India EFTA agreement na we got as TEP. TEP ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Trade and Economic Partnership Agreement. Moving on to the next topic, India to chair the 12th BRICS Parliamentary Forum in 2026 ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So 12th BRICS Parliamentary Forum ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ BRICS countries parliament their representatives will meet in a place, ಅದನ್ನು ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಫೋರಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So the previous edition of Parliamentary Forum was held in Brasilia in Brazil. And 17th BRICS Summit, see BRICS Summit is different from Parliamentary Forum. So last year the 17th BRICS Summit was held in Brazil, and in the same Brazil the 11th edition of Parliamentary Forum was held. This was the theme, strengthening global south cooperation for more inclusive and sustainable governance. So now the 18th BRICS Summit will be held in India, and parallelly the 12th BRICS Parliamentary Forum will also be held. So BRICS Parliamentary Forum, it is a platform for parliamentary dialogue and cooperation among the BRICS countries. So mainly discussion on security, economic growth, climate change. So all of these will be there. So initially it was only BRICS countries, 5 countries, but now it has been expanded. So new members are Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, UAE and Indonesia. So the core countries are BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So we will see some of the BRICS Summit, key BRICS Summit important ones. First one was held in Russia. Okay, that time South Africa idilla, only BRIC countries were there. Then 2010 South Africa joined the grouping, it came to be known as BRICS. Then 2014 Footlaza Declaration, this marks the establishment of NDB, that is New Development Bank. Then 2015 UFA Declaration was held in Russia. So UFA Declaration mainly strengthens cooperation in the global governance, so security as well as the economic development. 2021 May India hosted the 13th BRICS Summit by the India. This was the third one after 2012 and 2016. 2022 Beijing Declaration was adopted. This is mainly supporting Russia-Ukraine dialogue, COVID-19 recovery, supply chain resilience for all of this. So these are some of the important summits. The headquarters of BRICS is in Shanghai, China, and regional office in one South Africa, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು Brazil ಅಲ್ಲಿ, and the NDB is open to even member states also. As I told you, new members are Bangladesh, UAE, Egypt and Algeria. So this is new members of NDB, New Development Bank ಗೆ. These are the new members, but illidella this is for the entire BRICS ಗೆ. Okay, so there is one more financial arrangement called as contingent reserve arrangement, CRA. So the CRA or contingent reserve arrangement ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is the financial safety net that was established by BRICS to protect the BRICS countries against the global liquidity pressure. So hinge at the global level we have IMF alva, so like that they have also a contingency reserve arrangement. So it will support the nations who are facing short-term balance of payment crisis. And the legal basis for this was signed during the Futlaza in Brazil of 2014. So this is about the NDB. Algeria became the 9th member, the recent one. So if you see the capital sharing of the BRICS countries, China holds the highest with 39.95% voting share. Capital contribution is $41 billion. So based on their contribution, they will have the voting share. First is China, and then Brazil, India and Russia, they hold the equal proportionate. So if you see the voting power, each member's voting power is proportional to the subscribed shares in the capital. So the proportion of the capital, according to that, the voting share will be distributed. Yardu contribution ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ capital, they will get the more voting powers, like that. But founding members ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ, the BRICS countries founding members ಏನಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, they should not hold less than 55% of the total voting power. So if you calculate China, Brazil, India and Russia, South Africa, it should not be less than 55%. And note down that there is no country which is having the veto power. So hinge UNSC ನಲ್ಲಿ veto powers ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, so that kind of veto powers are not there in the NDB. The next one is India and UNESCO is going to host 5th consultation on AI readiness. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. India is going to host 5th consultation on AI, or held the 5th consultation on AI readiness with whom ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋ ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಕೊಲಾಬ್ರೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುನೆಸ್ಕೋ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಿಸ್ 5th consultation on AI readiness assessment methodology in India, ARAM. So the aim of the consultation is to strengthen the or you can say to build the capacity on safe, ethical and inclusive and responsible AI ecosystem. So India is leader in global AI skills as per Stanford AI Index 2024. India is first with respect to AI skill penetration. Very good. And India is leading in AI skill penetration among the women also. Very good. So what is ARAM? ARAM is the AI readiness assessment methodology. So it is a tool developed by UNESCO and India AI mission under the Ministry of Electronics. So this will be a diagnostic tool to help the governments to evaluate their level of preparedness. Okay, this is AI RAM. Globally, the efforts to regulate the AI, andre, if you take global partnership on AI, which was launched in 2020, global partnership on AI. So India is also a founding member. Another one is Blatley Declaration. This is also UK AI Safety Summit ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ನ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. Then G20 New Delhi Leaders Declaration, AI for Good and for All. Then Hiroshima AI process. So all of these are the global efforts in order to regulate the artificial intelligence. The next one is International Tiger Day. Okay, this is entirely about the tiger conservation. So when you can learn about TX2, what is TX2 andre? It is to double the tigers population. Okay, so July 29th is the one where the International Tiger Day is observed. So tiger ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ it is the largest cat species in the world. 13 country tiger range countries ಗಳಿದಾವೆ and India is one among them. Most countries ಅಲ್ಲಿ highest is India, second is Russia. So each tiger will have unique stripe pattern. So ನಮ್ಮ human ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ fingerprints unique ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, so ಅದೇ ಥರ tigers will have unique stripe patterns on the body. So if you take the tiger population in India, so ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ increase ಆಗಿದೆ. So 3682 in 2022. So that is how they have increased. So largest, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿದೆ 785 tigers in Madhya Pradesh. Then second is Karnataka, third is Uttarakhand. So highest number of tigers in ಒಂದು ಟೈಗರ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಜಿಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೆಟ್ is having the highest one. Then is the Banjipur Tiger Reserve. So recently M Stripes was in the news. So this is about maintenance of the tiger reserves. And one more thing you should know is black tigers. Black tigers in the these are rare color variants of the Bengal tiger, only found in Odisha, the Simlipal Tiger Reserve ಮಾತ್ರ these black tigers are found. ಅದನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. So if you take conservation efforts, IBCA or IBCA is the International Big Cat Alliance to conserve 7 big cats, namely tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, cheetah, jaguar, puma. So this is about the International Big Cat Alliance. TX2 campaign I told you. So this is to double the tigers population, launched by World Wildlife Fund. Indiaದಲ್ಲಿ we have NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority, through Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So this is implementing this M stripes. Project Tiger was launched in 1973. You know that tiger census conducted every 4 years. So tiger is in endangered category of IUCN red list. Site ಅಲ್ಲಿ Appendix 1 and Wildlife Protection Act ಅಲ್ಲಿ Schedule 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ.